Oh shit. Yo, man. Yeah, so fucking let's just get right into it. Power, what do you think? There's a new episode coming tonight.
So I did see two things about all of this actually. So I didn't realize that Tommy is actually getting his own spin-off. Did you know that?
I did not know that actually.
He's getting his own spin-off from from Power. That's not the same as this one that's coming out tonight.
But he's still Tommy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's still Tommy, and it's still a spin-off from how things ended at Power. But it's his own show, like where he's the main character.
Right.
And I think in this one, Tariq is the main person, the one that comes out tonight.
Okay.
So
pull that in front of you.
So
it's always in front of your face.
Got you. So yeah. So yeah, I'm interested to see what's popping. I know they got Mary J. Blige and Redman and stuff in this one, so hopefully the acting is just not hella corny.
Yeah, that's always been my thing with Power. I think it's a fucking dope show. I think the storyline is hella cool. I'm just always hella thrown off by like how corny their acting is. You know what I mean? And I don't know if that's by design. Maybe they want to do that so that you don't get too, bought into it to think like, oh, this is real life. This is really what's happening in 50 Cent's life. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. But I'm just always kind of like thrown off by how corny that shit is when I'm watching it. I'm just like, yo,
I've noticed, like, I hear people bring that up all the time about how corny they think the acting is and all that. But I've been always so invested in like what the hell's gonna happen next that I don't even pay attention to it at all. Yeah. Like, I'm not paying attention to how bad they were at acting. I'm just like, wait, he did what? I'm like, what? Like,
next.
It's kind of like soap operas. Like, soap operas, like...
soap operas for men.
They just be like hella overreacting and shit, and then the music be like...
That's a good point. They do actually kind of remind me of soap operas when I think about it.
Yeah.
They do remind me of soap operas.
Yeah, I've never really cared.
Super dramatic. There's always like something around the corner. You know what I mean? Like, the camera comes in,
It's just like that with less like music to like get you riled up. Like soap operas have that
suspense.
Yeah,
there's always building suspense, and then it falls off a cliff.
I'm not gonna lie, Tariq though. Like, the one thing I don't know, like, is how I'm really gonna feel about the show is like Tariq used to annoy the hell out of me watching Power. Because he was just doing the most, like, when it came to ghosts and stuff. Like the way that he reacted to, like, finding out, like, his dad was just, like, a drug dealer or that his dad killed somebody and stuff was just, like... It's like he was protecting him the whole time. And his kids, like, living this glamorous, like, lifestyle, like, with money and all this stuff. And then, like, pissed off at his dad the whole time.
The thing that I really like about Power is I like the... kind of like the symbolic meaning behind the shit, you know what I mean? And I think when you look at how how ungrateful we can be for the things that our parents did that we have no idea that they had to do in order to put us in the position that we're in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't fault my mom for anything that she's ever done.
Yeah.
But I definitely don't appreciate everything that she's ever done. You feel me? Because I'm unaware of what she's done. I don't know what she sacrificed in order to make my life better or what it was. And I think I've lived a pretty good life thus far. So that's interesting though with Power how Tariq is kind of this asshole who's just like, man, fuck you, ghost. Like, I'd be mad if I like what?
I guess you still do got to take into account. Like, I always just forget the point that he hella just left his mom for another girl in the show.
Right.
At that age too, like where you're already understanding women and stuff. Like, he's probably like, wow, he really left my mama. Like, so I guess I can kind of see it, but like at some point, like as this season goes on, like I couldn't see being so upset at my dad for cheating on my mom that I just want to like plot on killing this nigga. Like,
yeah, that's
like,
crazy. That's crazy.
Like, oh, he's got to die, and then I'm gonna get all his money and shit. Like, nah.
It's low key like the black gangster Game of Thrones without like the incest.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. You ever watch Game of Thrones?
Who's the Ice King though?
Good point.
The Ice King is 50 Cent.
I was gonna say maybe it's Curtis J.
Yeah, 50 Cent.
Maybe it's Curtis J.
That's funny though.
Yeah,
damn, I'm hella mad about that show too, honestly, because they had a spinoff that was supposed to come out, and I guess they got hired to do a different show. Mm-hmm. And I know it's a popular show. I forget which one they got hired to do instead. Mm-hmm. So now they just like canceled it. So like they were supposed to be like the Game of Thrones before what we seen. Mm-hmm. So like what leads up to like the Lannisters and all that stuff and like introducing those families. Mm-hmm. And then they canceled it, and I was like, damn. Yeah,
I started watching Game of Thrones, I think probably like 2017. Mm-hmm. And it was still going. So I'm like, oh, okay, you feel me? I'm going to catch up, and then I'll watch like the last couple of seasons or whatever as they come.
Yeah.
And I got to like the third season and just kind of fell off.
Yeah.
So I picked it up again after the shit ended, got to the third season, fell off. It gets to the point where it's like, I feel like it's kind of repetitive. You know, it's like The Walking Dead. Like at a certain point.
I've never watched Walking Dead.
Oh, really? That movie, I mean, that show is, that's legit. When you see all these protests, right, of people like walking in this, like literally just walking in a, I wouldn't even call it a march, but just, they look like zombies. Yeah, dog. Yeah. Like they're like, Black Lives Matter. Black light, and it's just like, oh.
I can see that.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
But the what was I gonna say about something about Game of Thrones? I binge watched Game of Thrones as soon as I started hearing things about how hyped the final season was and how everybody was like every week they were just like, did you hear what happened? Right. And I was like, oh, I'm not. I gotta watch from the beginning. I think I was actually listening to the Joe Budden podcast, and that was what made me start watching it from the beginning. And he said he was talking about like how one episode started out with the witch like doing some spell, and he's like, "Ooh, I fucking love a spell. I love a spell." And then like he was talking about how the Dothrakis just got fucking like murked from the beginning, and they were supposed to be badasses through the entire like show and all that, and they just got murked off to start off the big battle and all the shit. Right. And then I was like, yo, I gotta watch the show. So I started it from the very beginning, but I think the reason I never stopped is because I was just trying to make it to that point. Yeah. So I kept watching even when everybody was saying stuff was boring. Yeah. But I always get so invested in the story. I'm not even always looking for that excitement. I don't need there to be a fight. I want to know every detail that's leading up into something, even if that whole season barely had any battles or whatever. Right. I knew at that point already that we were leading into that big ass battle at the end. Right. So the only thing I don't like is how many seasons there were and how many episodes that like I would love to watch that shit again. Mm-hmm. But I'm not about to spend that much time watching that show. It's an
investment of time, man. That's my thing too. Is like I got other shit to be doing and just be fucking watching these motherfuckers go back and forth over some shit, and then it gets to the end of the episode and of course it's not resolved. Yeah. So you like, damn, I gotta watch another episode. But man, that's for sure a time investment. Yeah. I don't know, man. But yeah, so with Power, I think we were talking about this earlier too, is like with how it ended, obviously, is like knowing that Tariq killed his dad. Like, that ain't that some shit? Like, motherfucker, how you gonna kill me? I done all this shit for you, whatever, yada yada. How would you feel So think as the other parent.
Yeah.
Like, yo, this motherfucker killed his daddy. You feel me? Like,
he can murk you if you fuck up too. Like,
you feel me? Like, is this the new? So what do you think? Is he the new Ghost?
I think he's definitely being groomed to be the new Ghost in the next one for sure.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say something. It just went out my head when you were talking.
Fucking disappeared, huh?
Yeah. It was about him though.
This is the blonde, everybody.
It'll come back.
Hold on.
This is what happens from smoking out of tin cans when we were in fucking high school. Fucking poking holes in Coke bottles and fucking smoking out of plastic.
Yeah, people thinking we're fucking crackheads and shit.
I remember one time.